here's the question. Where is this graph increasing? Where is this graph decreasing? So when you're reading it from left to right, where is it going down and where is it going up? So increasing looks like this, decreasing looks like this. Okay, so this right here is decreasing, then it's increasing. So it's decreasing all the way up to here, then increasing all the way up to here. So right here it's decreasing, and right here it is increasing.
This is a listening check, color in increasing.
And whenever you're writing these intervals, it's always in terms of x. So this graph goes on forever this way, so it's decreasing from negative infinity up to what x value? Up to this vertex. So it's increasing from negative infinity up to the vertex, which happens at 2. Okay. Then you look at it as, is this an open or closed? It's open because it's infinity and negative infinity will never be closed. And then up to 2, including 2, is closed. Oh, sorry, that's increasing. My bad. So that's the answer for decreasing. Right. For increasing, right on this side, it starts at 2. And in terms of x, it goes on forever because as it keeps going like this, it's still increasing on the x side. So to infinity. Closed on 2 because that's inclusive of 2, and open on infinity because that's a number. So this is the interval where it is increasing. Take a look at increasing and decreasing for this next example. All right, so from left to right, what is it doing? This is going up, so this is increasing. And this is going down, so that is decreasing.
This is a listening check, color in decreasing.
Right, so now you just need to know the x values for where it's increasing. So it increases from negative infinity up to here. This is where it stops, to 3. So it's increasing from negative infinity, open, to 3, closed. It's decreasing from 3 to, as it keeps going down like this is going what? To positive infinity.
This is a listening check, put a box around decreasing.
Average rate of change. So the average rate of change is calculating the slope over that interval, where this is, you're given the interval, and both of these are x's. So for example, you're given your change in x's from 3 to 5. We just need to find your change in y on those same numbers, okay? So let's take a look at what we have here. So change in y over change in x is how you find your average rate of change. Okay, so the change in x, so let's label this x1, x2. The change in x is x2 minus x1. I guess we can say this, y2 minus y1 equals x2 minus x1. So your change in x is 5 minus 3. You need to find your change in y from those exact numbers. So when x is 5, what's y? When x is 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, y is what? 0. Minus, when x is 3, what is y? When x is 3, 1, 2, 3, where is y? Okay, so you go to 3, find the graph, go right there, and that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, negative 6. Okay. 2 negatives make a positive, so 0 plus 6 is 6. 5 minus 3 is 2. 6 divided by 2 is 3. So my average rate of change in the interval 3 to 5 is 3. Let's do it one more time. Average rate of change from the interval from 0 to 2. So again, remember it's the change in y, or y2 minus y1 over x2 minus x1. All right, they give you x1, x2. x2 is 2 minus x1 is 0, and you just need to find what is y2 when x2 is 2. So when x is 2, 1, 2, what is y? So when x is 2, y is 1, 2, 3, negative 3. Minus, when x is 0, what's y1? So when x is 0, where is the graph? All the way down here, so it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Negative 9. Once again, that's going to make what? A positive negative 3 plus 9 is positive 6. 2 minus 0 is 2. 6 divided by 2 is 3. So it's just a coincidence that the average rate of change is the same for both questions. But that's how you find the average rate of change. And then finally, end behavior. So what's happening to the graph as x is approaching positive infinity and as it approaches negative infinity. So let's look at it. As x is going this way, where's the graph going? To what? Positive infinity. Okay, so f of x is approaching infinity. As x is going to this way, what's the graph doing as it's going that way? It's going to also to positive infinity. Just so that you know, as a rule of thumb, for quadratics, these will always be pointing in the same direction. So they'll either both be positive infinity or they'll both be negative infinity. Alright, so both of these are positive infinity. Let's take a look at this. And really, if it's going down, I'm telling you right now, it's going to be negative infinity for both of them. So if it's going up, positive infinity. If it's going down, negative infinity. But let's read it. As x goes forever this way, what's happening to the graph? So as x is going this way, the graph is going down forever. Then as x is going to negative infinity, so that's left. As x is going this way, what's going to happen to the graph? It's going down forever. So that's where you get the negative infinity. All right, so let's say you're not given a graph. All you have to do is just graph it in the graphing calculator and you will see it. Make sure you clear your calculator. Go second plus 712, second plus 722, stat 5, enter. Clear your calculator, and the only difference now is that because they don't give you a graph, you just need to graph this. So you're just going to type it in and graph it. Now we're going to do this whole question from scratch. So to graph it, you go y equals, you plug it in, 3x squared plus 2x minus 9. And you hit graph, and it's going to graph it. Remember, domain is all real numbers. Your range is from the bottom to the top. And where's the bottom? Your vertex. So if I find my vertex, I'll also know my y value from my range. So how do I find vertex on the calculator? Let's see if you remember. So vertex is what? Your minimum or your maximum, right? So I'm going to go second, calculate, and what do you think I'm going to pick? I'm going to pick a minimum because that's what I want to find. You need to go to the left of the minimum. So to the left, anywhere to the left. So follow that X. Press enter. Then right bound, go to the right of all of the minimum is down here to the right. And you see it's to the right. Press enter. Guess. Enter. And so now there is your minimum and your maximum. So your minimum is negative 0.3 repeated. Your maximum is negative 9.3 repeated, and that little dash means repeating. All right, for my range is going to happen. So this is my x values, right? I mean, that's my x value and that's my y value. I'm sorry. So your range is from the bottom of the graph, which is negative 9.3 repeated, because remember, range is y, right? So it starts from negative 9.3 repeating, and it goes up to what? It goes up forever. So it goes to infinity. Remember, this is not a number, so open. This includes negative 9 points, so close. What's my axis of symmetry? Remember, find your x value, because you'll graph it like right here. Find your x value from the vertex and write x equals negative 0.3 repeating. So it's just my x value, x equals. What are my x-intercepts? So what is this and this? So I have two, right? So x equals and x equals. So remember, so again, we've covered this in previous videos, but I'm just going to re-show you again. Everything that I want in terms of like this stuff is going to be second calculated. So what am I looking for? I'm looking for where y is equal to 0, because that's where it crosses the x-axis. All right, so if I go to 0 and left bound, I want to go left of this point right here. So I'm going to use my arrow. Go left, press enter. Go right, so right, boom, press enter. Yes, yes. So where 0 right here is at negative 2.1. I'm just rounding. So you see where y is equal to 0, x is negative 2.1, negative 2.1. All right, my other one's right here. So again, I need to calculate the 0. So I go second, calculate 0, and I want this one. So I'm going to move all the way on this side of the graph. I'm going to stay on the left-hand side. So this is what I'm looking for right there. I'm going to go to the left, press enter. Then I'm going to go to the right, press enter, guess, enter. So my other 0 is 1.4. Okay. What about where it crosses the y-axis? Okay. What about where it crosses the y-axis? How do I find that value? Well, without even calculating it, remember from a previous video, this right here is my y-intercept. So that's going to be -9. So y equals -9 is my y-intercept. And I can find that on a calculator. Let me show you how to do that. Again, everything you need is second calculate. In case you ever forget that, what you want to do is hit value. All right, so when x is equal to 0, what is y? Because that's my y-intercept, and you'll see -9. All right, so if you want to do this, and I'll make a note of it right here, hit second, calculate, and then you want to hit value when x equals 0. It'll give you a y-intercept. Because remember, your y-intercept is when x equals 0, your x-intercept is when y equals 0. All right, when is it increasing and when is it decreasing? So it's decreasing here and increasing here, right? So decreasing from -infinity up to my vertex point. So decreasing from -infinity to my vertex point. So my vertex point right here in terms of x is -0.3 repeated. When is it increasing? It's increasing from the same point to +infinity. So -0.3 repeating to +infinity.
This is a listening check. Color in increasing.
Okay, so now the question is, what is my average rate of change in this interval? So remember, it's y2 minus y1 over x2 minus x1. So this is x1, x2. So the bottom's always given 4 minus 2. And we just need to find the value. Okay, so we're going to actually use this, what we just did before. The value when x2 is 4, what's my y? So second, calculate, want to go value, or you can actually do this from the table. But I'm not going to do that just a second. What's my value when x is equal to 4, actually, sorry. My y value is 47. Minus, what's my value for y when x, so second calculate, my value when x is equal to 2, press enter, it's equal to 7. So that's going to be 40 over 2, which is going to be 20. But actually, I'm just thinking about this. You can get this from the table. So if you go stat.
This is a listening check. Underline AROC.
Edit. Stat. How do you make a table? Oh, if you go second, table. Here's your table. And you can just go down to, what are you looking for? X to be 4. So at 4, y is 47. And at 2, y is 7. So you can go to your table. So again, here's your table. Second table will get you here, or you can input the values that we were just practicing. One of two ways that you can do it. All right, and behavior. What's happening to the graph? So I go back to graph. What's happening to the graph is x is going to infinity. Where is the y value going? It is going to positive infinity. Okay, so I know they're both going to match, so they're both going to be positive, but as x is going negative, the graph is going to positive infinity as well. Okay. I know this is a lot, but the more you practice it, the better you get. And I'm telling you, it's on the EOC like crazy.